Hello, how are you folks doing today? Y'all come on in the shop, make yourself comfortable. I'm Dean with Dean's Woodworking. Can y'all come on in? We're gonna turn a scoop today. So let's get started and I'll show you what we're doing, okay?
I'll go ahead and make us a couple of marks here. We'll start off right about there. And I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to start by going ahead and drilling a hole with a Forstner bit right in the end of this. Now for drilling this hole, we're going to turn this lathe speed way down. We're not in a big hurry there. This is an 1¼ inch hole that we're drilling. And again, we're just feeding it in real slow. And that walnut's cutting really good. It's not often you get shavings coming out that nice and that clean. Let's see, let's go ahead and pull it out just a little bit. And that's about how deep we want to drill it. We want to leave about a 1/2 inch of that Forstner bit sticking out. So once we've got that done, then we can go ahead and come in and start doing the hollowing. Tell you what, we'll shape the outside of that a little bit first, get our basic shape, then we'll come in and do some hollowing. Now that we've got that hole drilled out, we're going to bring a cone up in the center just to kind of stabilize it, and we can do some basic shaping on the outside, and then we'll come back in and do the hollowing. And just so you guys can see, the tip of that should be right even with the line, so that's about where we want to go. We're just going to come in just a little bit there. Always a good idea to be pushing that tool from the back end, not trying to guide it from the front. And see here, my hand's just laying on it. I'm not really. Okay, now that we've kind of got that outside shape, we're going to go ahead and move the tailstock back out of the way, and we're going to hollow that out. And we're going to start the hollowing process with a 3/8 bowl gouge, just because on something this small, it's easier to get it in there. Let's take just a moment and test that wall thickness. Okay, let's go ahead and give this carbide tool a whirl here. You know, there's folks that think that you've got to have traditional tools, or those that think you just use carbide or whatever. I like to use the best tool for the job, regardless whether it's traditional or carbide. I probably use more traditional than I do carbide. Well, there's actually no doubt to that. I guess what I'm saying is whatever tool works best for the job or for you, use that one. I think by the time we get that inside sanded and we get the outside smoothed up, we're going to be just about the perfect thickness there. We've got one little spot right there that I want to bring down just a little bit.
Okay folks, I'm going to do some sanding on the inside of that hollowed form that's going to form the scoop, and as soon as I get done with that, I'll be right back. While I'm doing that, why don't you guys go down and click the subscribe and like button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you get alerted when I release new videos. Okay folks, so we've got the hollowed out portion sanded, and so we're going to go ahead and turn the handle, and we'll do that right now.
We're going to take the skew and just do some peeling cuts to go ahead and get that on down a little bit. That's one way, folks, to really just kind of, if you're trying to get something down, one real quick way to get rid of a lot of wood. Then we'll switch over to a 1/2-inch spindle gouge. And again, we're still just kind of wasting wood away. I'm going to switch over to a 3/8 spindle gouge, and we'll come in and do a little bit of detail right here. It's going to be where the handle meets the scoop. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to roll a little bit of a bead right over into the scoop. There we go. And then we'll shape the rest of our handle back here. I'm going to go ahead and do one more peeling cut here. Again, I'm just taking the skew and just rounding that over there.
With that done, folks, we're going to sand the handle down, and I'll be right back and we'll show you what we do from there, okay? Okay, folks, so I'm back. I've got it all sanded, and let me just give you guys a real quick overhead view. So from there, probably looks a whole lot like a goblet. At this point, we're going to take it off the lathe. We're going to do a couple of cuts on the bandsaw, and we're going to walk over to the belt sander and do just a little bit of sanding on the belt sander, and you'll see a scoop appear before your eyes. Come on, let's go along over to the bandsaw. Okay, folks, well, we're over to the bandsaw now, and so we're going to go ahead and start that up, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut right in here along this. We're going to start off just below halfway, and we're going to angle up, and we're going to end up near the top of the opening here. So here we go. So once we have done that, we've got the start of a scoop, and now we're going to reset our clamp so that we can come in and we want to cut that handle off, and then we can sand that area where the handle is being parted off there. One tip there, you'll notice that I cut that back just a little bit, and so it gives me a little bit more to sand off, but it sure makes the job easier. Okay, so now we've moved over to the belt sander, and we're going to turn it on, and we're going to sand the top part of that scoop and then the end of the handle.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to sand this, and then we're just going to come up. So what we're trying to do is curve this over, and we want to get this sanded even. We want to curve that over. And then we can come back in and do this hand sanding. This right here, we're just going to pull it off. Again, it doesn't take much. Just turn that as you go. Keep it moving. Not a lot of pressure. Because if you put very much pressure, and it's real easy to do, that'll burn just a little bit. So what I'll do to get that burn off of there is I'll come back and hit it with some hand sanding. Do this one more time. And there you go, folks. There's a scoop. Give me a few minutes to put some oil on it. Hand sand this in here, just smooth it out a little bit, and I'll be right back.
Hello, folks. Well, we got it all sanded up. As you saw, we got it on the belt sander and did that part after we cut made the cut on the bandsaw. And so now we put a little bit of walnut oil on it, and we have a finished scoop. It's made out of walnut. Right now the oil's still a little bit wet, so it's a little bit shiny. It'll dry to a nice matte finish. Hope you folks enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy turning.